Welcome back, dear students. This video is actually a continuation of our previous one, and here we can solve the same cache mapping situation, but we can follow the associative mapping principle here. So the same question, and the difference is only here we are following the associative cache mapping technique. So in associative cache mapping, the given address we can divide it into two parts, the block offset part and the tag field part. Okay, so in each of these cache block, here we have 4 different bytes, and for addressing each of these 4 bytes uniquely, we need a minimum of 2 bits. So in the given address, the least 2 bits used as the block offset address value, and the remaining bits form the tag field value. So here the addresses are actually 12-bit addresses, right? So from that, the least 2 bit used as the block offset value and the remaining bits used as the tag field value. So following this, the bit feed value of each and every given address information is given here, and the tag field values correspondingly, right? So consider the cache mapping for the given sequence of address information. First is 200. So in the associative mapping, what is the mapping principle? We can place anywhere in any cache line if it is free. We don't want to consider any rule, or we don't want to consider particular set here. We can place anywhere in this cache if the line is free. Okay, so first one is address 200. So the byte or the memory block that contain this particular byte with address 200 is placed into which line? We can place anywhere. So for orderly alignment, we can place it in our first line here in L0. Okay. In the initial case, all the lines are free here in the cache memory. So we can place the first line itself here in our first line. The second address is 204. So this one is not actually present here now. Based on our tag field value, we can check whether this particular byte address or the block that holding this byte address is present here or not. Actually, from this diagram it is clear that this particular byte is not present in this cache lines, right? So the block containing this particular byte is placed to the cache memory in a free line, and we can place here in this line number 1. Next is 208, which is again not present now in the cache, so we can place here in this next free line. Okay, 203, which is again not present, place it into the next free cache line, that is L3. All these indicate cache misses. Okay, next is 2F4, again not present, place it into our next cache line. And the next two cases, this one, before that, this 2F0 again not present in the cache, so place here in this next free cache line. The next two cases, 200 and 204. This is actually present here in this cache line 0 and cache line 1 as the first byte of line 0 and line 1. So these two is actually cache hit. All others are cache misses. Okay, next is 218, not present. We can place here in this vacant space. Again 21C. here we have one more line which is vacant. So without any overhead, we can place directly in line number 7. Now the cache is completely filled. So the next case, that is 2-4C. And thus, here we have no line is left as free for holding this particular memory word that contains the byte address 2-4C. In that case, we need to follow the least recently used replacement algorithm for replacing particular word from the cache memory in order to make a room for this particular memory block that contains this byte address 2-4C. So we need to follow the least recently used replacement. Identify or find out the block which is least recently used, or identify the line number where we get the least recently used address. Okay, so in this case, this one 200 is used recently. Now we are here. From this position, consider each and every address one after another in backward direction. 21C is recently used. This one. 218 is recently used. Next 204, then 200. Next is 2F0. Next is 2F4. Again 20C. Next is 208. Among these, which one is the least recently used address information? That is the 208, which is present in L2. So we can replace this from this location and place back into our main memory and make a room here for holding the word that contains the byte address 246. We can place here now. This is again a cache miss. Next is the last one in this pass, that is 2F4, which is directly available in this cache line L4. So this is a case of cache miss. Sorry, this is a case of cache hit. So these three indicate cache hit and all others are cache misses. So total hit in pass 0 is 3 and misses 9. Total 12 address informations available here. Among 3 indicate 3 cache hits and 9 cache misses. Okay, so this is the end structure of our first pass. Based on this, we can start our second pass using the same sequence of address information. Okay, so this is the current status of our cache memory. Based on that, we can start from here. That is the start of our next pass. 200 directly available in cache line 0. This is a hit. This is again a hit available here. This is again this is not a hit. 208 is not present now here. So what we want to do? We want to replace one block from the cache memory which is least recently used. So in order to identify the least recently used address information, so from this point, consider each and every address information in backward direction and identify the least recently used one. Here it is recently used. This is also recently used. 2F4 is next. 24C next. 21C next. 218. These two actually repeated. 2F0. This already considered here. Next is 2C. Right. So among these address informations, which one is the least recently used one? 2C. So we can replace 2C and make a room here and place 208 here. Next is 2C. We need to place this in our cache memory because which is not directly present here. So from this location, consider all the address information and identify the least recently used one. Which is the least recently used one? This 2F0. So replace from the cache line and make a room here for this 2C, the block containing 2C, which is placed here in line number 5. Next is 12, which is directly available here. So this is a case of cache hit. Okay. Next is 12. Is this present in the cache memory? No. So in that case, we need to find out the least recently used one and replace that from the cache line and make room for this 12. So 218 is the least recently used one. Then replace that and make a room here and place the block containing 2F0 in line number 6. So after 2F0, next is 200. This is directly available in the cache, so it is a hit. 204 is again a hit. Next is 218. Is this a hit? No, 218 is not present here. So we need to perform the replacement of least recently used block from a particular cache line, which is the least recently used address 21C. So remove that block from the cache line 7 and place back into the main memory and make a room here in line number 7. Now we can place the memory block contained 218 here in this line number 7. This is again a miss. After that 21C. Is this 21C available here? No. So we need to replace something from some cache line. Which one is the least recently used memory block? This 24C, which is present in line number 2. So replace that and make a room here and place the memory block that contains the address 21C in line number 2 now. Next is 24C. Next, after 21C, next is 24C. We need to access, or the processor want to access 24C. Is this 24C available here? No. So in that case, what we want to do? We need to replace the least recently used one. Which is the least recently used one now? This 208. Remove that from the cache line number 3 and make a room here and place that block containing address 24C here. Next is 2F4, the last one in the second pass. Okay, which is directly available here. So this is a cache hit. So how many total cache hit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total 6 hit and 6 wins. So in our coming 2 passes, in our question, we need to perform 4 different passes using the same sequences, same given sequence. So in the first pass, we get 3 hit and 9 misses. In pass 2, 3, 4, the remaining 3 passes, we get 6 hit and 6 miss, like this. Okay, so this is the start of our third pass. The current status of our cache. Based on that, this is a hit. This is again a hit. 208 not present. So replace the least recently used one and place that block containing address 208 here in our cache line number 5. Next is 2C, not present in the cache line. So make a room and place that in the cache memory at line number 6. Okay. Next is 2F4, which is directly present. So this is a hit. Next is 2F0, which is not present here. So we need to replace the least recently used cache block. That is this one. Remove from here and place back into the main memory and make room here and place the block containing address 2F0 in line number 7. Next is after this 2F0, next is this 2. This is directly available here. Again a hit. 204. Again a hit. Next is 218. Is this 218 available here? No. So we need to replace the least recently used one, which is this 21C. That is, for getting the least recently used one from this position, we need to consider these addresses in backward direction one after another, and the farthest address information among these listed or among these addresses present in the cache block, the farthest one is the least recently used one. Okay, so here the least recently used one is actually 21C. The farthest address information from our 218, which is 21C, which is replaced and made a room here and placed 218, that is the block containing address 218 here in line number 2. Next is 21C. Is this present here? No. So remove the least recently used from the cache, that is this 24C, and made a room here and placed the block containing address 21C here. Next is 24C. This is again not present here. So we need to make room. So remove the least recently used one and place the block that containing address 24C here in line number 5 now. Next is 12. This is again a hit which is directly available in cache line number 4. So total 6 hit and 6 misses. Okay, the same will repeat in our fourth pass also. So from this we can now conclude in our 4 different passes. First we have 9 misses and 3 hits, and second pass 6 miss and 6 hit. The same will repeat in our next 2 passes also. So based on these, we can find the hit percentage or hit ratio. Hit ratio means total number of hit in our 4 passes divided by total number of hit plus total number of misses. Okay, so here it is. Total number of hit is 21 divided by 21 plus total number of misses 27 is actually hit ratio. So by multiplying using 100, we get the hit percentage. That is here 43.75%. Okay, thank you.